Greetings class. I'm going to show you a way to set up grids and also baseline grids in InDesign. So here I am in InDesign. I'm going to go to New File, and now I get my new document panel here. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to change this to inches, and I'm going to keep it at 8.5 wide by 11, and I'm going to click on Facing Pages. That's what I want. And I'm going to also set up columns at 4 columns, and then I'm just going to create the gutters. I'm going to leave it right here. Actually, what I want is I want 12 points for my gutter space, and you can see that translated. InDesign just translated it automatically into 0.1667 inches because I have this in inches. I definitely want to just keep these margins 5, 5, 5, 5, and then I don't need to do the bleed or any of this. So that's it, and I'm going to create. And there we go. So now I have a grid set up here. I want to change my workspace, so I'm going to not have it in Essentials, but I'm going to have it in Typography, and that's going to give me a lot more options, the options that I want. Okay, so right here you can see that these are my parent pages right here, my main pages, and I'm actually going to go to these, and there we have it. So there I have my basic grid, and now I want to set up a baseline grid. So I'm going to go up to InDesign, and I'm going to go to Preferences, and I'm going to go down to Grids. And over here, I'm going to keep this in light blue. I want to start it at 0.5, and top of the page, I want my increments to be 12 because I'm going to start out with assuming that my body copy is going to be 10 points with 12 points lead. And then I want my threshold to be 50, and I'm going to change this color here to light blue as well. I want to click off of grids in the back because I want my grids to be able to show up in front of any images or type that I place into this layout document. So now I'm going to click OK, and you can see, oh, I can't see anything, right? So I'm going to go to View, and then I'm going to go to Grids and Guides, and I'm going to go click on Show Baseline Grid, and now, voila, I have a baseline grid here. So again, I'm going to go to my type tool, but I want to make sure that for my type tool, yeah, here's my characters. Okay, so that's fine. I'll just leave it in Minion Pro, and I want to make sure that my type is 10 point on 12. And then I'm going to, I think I'll just start it here, and then I selected my type tool, and I just selected the first one right here, and then I dragged my box all the way down. I cut across 2 panels, and I'm going to go to type, and I'm going to go to placeholder text, and I want to actually make this into justified type. So I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to click on this one right here. You can see that this little bottom line is flush left, okay, and this is the one that I want, and great. Now you can also see that these are not actually lining up. So I'm going to make this a little larger so that you can really see it, so they're not lining up to these baseline grids, but I want them to. So I want to make sure that I have everything selected, and I'm going to go back to my paragraph panel, and you see these two little things right down here. So I'm going to click on this one, and that immediately is going to, this actually is making sure that all the type is going to align to the baseline grid. So do you see what it says right there? It said align to baseline grid. So now this is aligned to the baseline grid, and that's how I get that. Okay. Now I'm going to show you also how to set up grids in Illustrator. So I'm going to open up Illustrator. It's taking a while. Sorry about that. Here we go. Okay, so here is my Adobe Illustrator, and I'm just going to go to New File, and I'm going to kind of do the same thing, but here actually I'm not going to do the same thing. I'm going to do I'm going to do 11 by 17, and I'm going to set it up like so, and I'm going to just leave it as it is right now, and I'm just going to create one artboard, and I'm going to click create, and that is going to come up. And I also want to go to window, and I want to go to workspace, and yes, I'm going to leave it in typography, and then I also want to make sure that my toolbars are advanced, right? And then I also am going to go to Command R on my Mac keyboard so that I have these rulers up. Okay, now I'm going to actually just create a center line right here, and I'm going to click off on this. I'm going to make sure that I don't have a fill and I just have a stroke, and I also want to make sure that my stroke panel is up, and it is, and I actually want that to be at 0.75. So now I'm going to go up to my rectangle tool, and I am going to just eyeball it for the sake of this quick tutorial, and I'm going to create basically a rectangle right there. I'm going to go up to Object, I'm going to go to Path, and I'm going to go to Split into Grid, and I'm going to turn on Preview, and so now you can see that I can create horizontal and column grids. I'm just going to do 4. Again, I want to make sure that I have a gutter here, and I want it at 12 points, and I want this at 12 points. Okay, so now I essentially have a basic grid here, and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to copy it over to here, and now I have a basic grid also in Illustrator.